For tonight's discussion, we are going to be discussing. I'm going to start with the bones. Okay, so this is my. I'm trying to get some of the people that actually, not only the fans of Grey's Anatomy, but I want to get some of the people that actors and actresses and other people associated with the show Grey's Anatomy. I want to do kind of like a ramshackle version of the show. I want to, kind of like my own show version. I actually want to try to steal their fans and get people to watch my show instead and try to take it over. So this is my pitch for that would be that I actually talk about Grey's Anatomy. On my show, I actually discuss some of the inner workings of the human body as discussed in Grey's Anatomy. So I actually, the advantage that my show has is that it goes a lot deeper into the text concerning Grey's Anatomy itself. And this is actually going to be much more informative than the real Grey's Anatomy. Um, so I'm going to start with the descriptive and surgical anatomy, the osteology of the skeleton. Okay, the entire skeleton of the adult consists of 200 direct bones. Okay. Um, these are the spine or vertebral columns, sacrum and coccyx included, 26. So there's 26 bones in the spine or vertebral column. There's 8 bones in the cranium. There's 14 bones in the human face. 14 bones, okay? The hyoid bones, sternum, and ribs have 26 bones, okay? The upper extremities have 64 bones, and the lower extremities 62 bones, for a total of 200 bones. In this enumeration, included in separate bones, okay, but the smaller sesamoid bones and the acicula auditus are not reckoned. The teeth belong to the tegumentary system. The teeth, okay? These bones are divisible into, so the bones are actually not considered teeth. They're part of the tegumentary system. So, but we're talking about bones right now. These bones are divisible into 4 classes: long, short, flat, and irregular. The long bones are found in the limbs, where they form a system of levers which have to sustain the weight of the trunk and to confer the power of locomotion. A long bone consists of a shaft and 2 extremities. The shaft is a hollow contracted and narrow to afford greater space for the bellies of the muscles. The walls consist of dense, compact tissue of great thickness in the middle, but becoming thinner toward the extremities. The short bones, where a part of the skeleton is intended for strength and compactness. This screen keeps freezing up on me. Okay. Okay. So this is kind of like a. Okay. I'm trying to win over the fans of Grey's Anatomy, the show. So my pitch for that is that my show would actually go much greater into detail on Grey's Anatomy than the show itself does. And so I want to try to steal the fans away from Grey's Anatomy and actually steal the audience. So I'm trying to tap into the Grey's Anatomy audience and the Grey's Anatomy fans. Okay. The flat bones, where the principal requirement is either extensive protection or the provision of broad surfaces for muscular attachment. We find the osseous structure expanded into broad flat plates, as is seen in the bones of the skull and the shoulder blade. Okay. I'm gonna actually, I kind of find it more interesting. I'll talk about the eye and the eye And the brain. I'll start with the brain. Okay. Um, okay, thanks for joining me. This is I'm talking about the brain now, right now, the human brain. Okay, so the structure of the cerebrum. The cerebrum, like the other parts of the great nerve center, is composed of gray and white matter. In order to give some general idea of its construction, at all events and parts, it may be compared for the sake of illustration to a tree, the trunk of which divides into two main divisions, and these break up into smaller branches which finally end in twigs, to which are attached the leaves, forming an investment to the branches and covering the whole tree. The trunk is represented by the medulla oblongata. As it passes through the foramen magnum, the two main divisions by the crura cerebri, which break up into smaller branches, these diverge from each other, dividing and subdividing until they reach the surface of the hemispheres, where they terminate in angled nerve fibers, which are continuous with the basal axial cylinder process of the nerve cells, the representatives of the leaves. Okay. Oh, thanks, T Swift. That's really nice. So we're talking about the human brain. So this actually, what I'm doing right now, this feature that I have on my YouTube channel is actually improvised comedy. So a lot of people, with comedy, a lot of what I see on television or when I see people's like comedy routines, a lot of it's like political or it's like current events of the day. I try to like take like a more of an innovative approach to comedy. I try to let my imagination wander, and I try to like form. I think anything could be comedy, and you could actually take any normal, serious subject matter and convert it into comedy. So that's what I try to do with my comedy. I try to just use it use my imagination as the palette upon which, as the as kind of like the source material that I upon which I. Okay. Anyways, so how do I turn Grey's Anatomy, which is like an otherwise dry and very cerebral book, into comedy? How do I turn this into comedy? Well, my thought was that there's a show called Grey's Anatomy, right? That features Patrick Dempsey and a few other people like that. If I actually, what I would like to do is I would like to set up like a um, I don't have like the obviously I don't have the same kind of budget that Grey's Anatomy would have. They've got like you know they've got obviously millions of dollars in their budget for production. So I would have to have like more of a makeshift type of Grey's Anatomy. So I would like to do my own version of Grey's Anatomy, and it would be like somehow you would probably have to get like the zoning permits to be able to be allowed to set up like a studio, your own makeshift studio near Grey's Anatomy. But maybe I'll just do it without even trying to get the zoning permits. Maybe I'll just do it and see what happens. See if we get busted, or you could just set up like some kind of like a. It's gonna be like it's gonna be really primitive compared to the real show Grey's Anatomy. If you get the budget and stuff, then you can't. Yeah, so if I get the budget, but would I have to get the zoning permit? And because I'm trying to like form my own Grey's Anatomy, and I want to beat Grey's Anatomy. I want to beat Patrick Dempsey and the rest of that cast. And maybe if they, yeah, another hope that I would have is that if my version of Grey's Anatomy was more successful and better, and people liked it better, then I can get their fans too to be, and then kind of take over the show and just kind of like I'll just be, because the event and went over their fans and some of the cast members, maybe even Patrick Dempsey and some of those people would rather be on my version of Grey's Anatomy, even if it is lower budget and even if it is kind of wasn't even officially sanctioned as like if I don't have zoning permits or reveal little things like that, maybe I could still succeed with this. But or whatever you have to do to start like your own TV show whatever it takes, whatever kind of like if you have to have like zoning permits. I'm thinking like zoning permits, and you know, sometimes you have to get like pay for licenses or whatever the fuck goes into it, and it'd be kind of like my version of Grey's Anatomy, and um, and I would want it to be way better than Grey's Anatomy because I go much deeper and more deep into Grey's Anatomy, the actual Grey's Anatomy, because I actually have the book Grey's Anatomy. So another thing I was thinking is like, so at first I was actually for this I was actually thinking that like maybe I could win a spot on the show. Okay, so if I was actually accepted on Grey's Anatomy as another cast member, I would be like a new doctor on the show. And my pitch for the show would be that my resume would. I would actually. So what I would be trying to do is actually teach myself everything that a doctor knows. Like I would actually try to educate myself in the field of medicine, and without actually getting a medical degree, actually learn everything that is associated with being a doctor. And so I would actually be able to, if I was, ever had the opportunity to take the medical exam to become a doctor, I would be qualified for that. Even though I never went to medical school, I just self-taught, kind of be like being a self-taught doctor. And that would be kind of like part of my resume for being a new character on Grey's Anatomy. Not that I was a doctor, but that I've got the same kind of acumen. I've got the same medical acumen, the same educational background as a doctor without having gone to medical school. You follow me? Wait a minute. Do you have a level 5 GIAT? What's that? A level 5 GIAT? Okay. Anyway, so back to Grey's Anatomy. So I was talking about the okay. I want to talk about. I like talking about the human brain actually, and the weight of the encephalon. I want to say it try to say it in like a real professorial type of voice. Professorial, like a professor. Do you like BBC? The BBC? Yeah, it's really cool. You mean like the British Broadcasting Company? Oh, I see. Yeah, well, what I like is Monty Python. And then actually, the Pixies live at the BBC. Did you see the Pixies live at the BBC? That was really good too. But yeah, the BBC's got some pretty good stuff. I'm from America, but I know the BBC is good. They take some of these like these great like bands from all over the world, like the Pixies or the Smiths, and they have like they rework. They do some like the ultimate versions of their songs live at the BBC. Anyways, well, back to Grey's Anatomy, okay? The weight of the encephalon. The average weight of the brain in the adult male is 49 and a half ounces, okay? Or a little more than 3 pounds, avoirdupois. That of the female is 44 ounces. The average difference between the two being from 5 to 6 ounces. The prevailing weight of the brain in the male ranges from between 46 ounces and 53 ounces. And in the female, between 41 ounces and 47 ounces. In the male, the maximum weight out of 278 cases was 65 ounces, and the minimum weight for 34 ounces. The maximum weight of the adult female brain out of 191 cases was 56 ounces. And the minimum weight was 31 ounces. According to Lushka, the average weight of a man's brain is 1,424 grams, about 45 ounces. So, I kind of like one of the reasons I like to talk about Grey's Anatomy, outside of the fact that I'm trying to take over the show Grey's Anatomy, is because it's actually good for your brain to study up on the brain. It's like, think about it, it's like actually the brain thinking about itself, because we pretty much like, that's where our consciousness comes from, like the human brain. That's where your thoughts and perceptions. So just imagine about a human organ that's actually pondering its own existence and like thinking about itself. So like right now, my brain is thinking about itself and pondering like the mechanisms and inner workings of itself. It's like my own brain is thinking about it itself. Of a woman's 1,272 grams, about 41 ounces. And according to Krauss, 1,570 grams, about 48 and a half ounces for the male. And 1,350, about 43 ounces. Um, okay. Beyond this period, an age, wait a minute, these results apply to both sexes. The size of the brain was formerly said to bear a general relation to the intellectual capacity of the individual. Cuvier's brain weighed rather more than 64 ounces. That of the late Dr. Abercrombie, 63 ounces. And that of Dr. F. Dupuytren, 62 and a half ounces. But these facts are by no means conclusive. And it is well known. Do you like Billie Eilish? Do you want to talk about? Do you want to? Okay, you're a sub. Oh, okay, cool. So, do you want to talk? You want to talk music instead? I was talking about Grey's Anatomy. It sounds like usually people start talking about Grey's Anatomy and people want to talk music. Should I get my? Do you want to talk music? Debate music, and should I get my music book out? I'll be right back, and I'll get the music book out. We'll debate music. Okay. Okay, I'm back with my book. Hi, hi, Asia. Okay, so I got this book out here. It's let me see, it was published, and what year was it published? Um, it's a book called Raves, Rolling Stone Raves. What your favorite, what your rock and roll favorites favor. What influences the people who influence us? To answer that question, Rolling Stone created the Raves column, a forum for popular recording artists to discuss their influences, favorite movies, books, bands, foods, clothes, countries, stories, and albums. So it's not just like what they like, not just the other artists, the musical artists that they like, but what they like, or the music, the kinds of food they like, the clothing they wear, the countries they like, and the stories, and that's just a short list of subjects. Okay, thanks, Goofy Goober. Okay. Um, Raves, what your rock and roll favorites favor is a compulsively readable collection of anecdotes, rants, Um, Rages, gushes, and testimonials from artists who, for better or worse, have shaped our times. Okay, why don't I just get right into this? Okay. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. Okay. I like golfing. I'm good, but they're not. Like jumping over barrels that put me in Golf Digest magazine. Oh, I guess he's a pretty good golfer, but he's not going to be on the cover of Golf Digest. Okay. Alice Cooper's my godfather, and I won the longest drive contest at his first golf tournament. Um, the first time I ever went golfing was while we were recording Euthanasia. Um, okay, I was just going to do another one. Wait a minute. John Popper, a blues traveler. The feel of the smooth action of a cold python is like butter. There is nothing like that feeling. What has been well taken care of, is the most seamless and smooth mechanism as ever existed on the face of the earth in any kind of machine. You can take your favorite camera, your favorite recording equipment, and I'll put it up a Colt Python. 357 Magnum, 6-inch revolver in classic blue, finish any day of the week. And it shoots. You could hammer nails with it all day. Hit the bullseye, 50, 100 yards if you're good. Um, that's a lot of punch. They make bigger guns, but very few smaller. Dirty Harry was making 44 Magnum was bigger, and that is a good gun. I have a Smith and Wesson. That's an excellent weapon, but there's something about a Colt Python. Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders said this in 1994. That was John Popper of the Blues Traveler in 1998. The freedom fighters people for the ethical treatment of animals kicks ass. PETA has attacked multinationals across the board, from slaughterhouses to circuses. Um, okay, so the next thing would. Um, Wait a minute. Okay, so we're talking about. Okay, these are the clothing. So I'm talking about the clothing that rock stars like to wear. Nice threads. Musicians are a lot like everybody else. They're just not so dressed that way. Face it, even rock's everyman and women have cooler flannel t-shirts than the average Joe. Take a peek into these closets. You'll see a few Chanel pumps, a pile of kooky custom Vans, and a pair of pants that goes way beyond a snug fit in the can. Okay. Weird Al Yankovic. This is what Weird Al Yankovic likes to wear. I don't know how this light happened. Okay. Okay. All right. Is the light removed? Okay. The high point on the tour of Yankland is whenever somebody comes over. I have to open this door and open the shoe closet, and they see like hundreds of pairs of these wild shoes. Vans have become a kind of a trademark for me. They give them to me pretty much for free. I just go to the warehouse with a wheelbarrow, and I'm set for the year. I prefer the slip-on. If it takes more than one step to do anything, I'm not interested. Same thing with cooking. If it requires taking it out of the can and heating it up, forget about it. I strive for simplicity in my life. It could be an animal. Okay. So wait a minute. Eric Clapton said this in 1985. I remember the first rock and roll I ever saw on TV was Jerry Lee Lewis doing Great Balls of Fire. That threw me. It was like seeing someone from outer space. He said that in 1985. Oh, hi, Messi. Thanks for joining us. Henry Lott Rollins said this in 1994. I've never seen harder rock and more out-and-out scary talent than Led Zeppelin on their U.S. tour just before John Bonham died. Me and Ian MacKaye from Fugazi were there. They opened up with White Light and Cashmere. It was a powerful moment. I'll never forget it. He said that in 1994. Okay, Paula Cole said this in 1998. Bob Marley's bass player, family man Barrett, along with Tony Levin, are my favorite bass players in the world. I love the concept of the bottom, the whole bass, fat bottom, as the anchor of the music. Apparently, at those rock concerts in Jamaica, they just have stacks and stacks of woofers. It makes you connected with the root, with the earth. Okay, so Adam Duritz of the Counting Crow said this in 1994. On my 18th birthday, turn the lights off. What do you mean turn the lights off? I'm gonna bet you. Do you think it would be better? I'll try turning the lights off and see if that is that. Okay, we'll be right back. You can't see anything with the lights. Okay, you can't see any now. Now you can't see. Okay, the lights back on. Sorry. Okay, you can't see anything with the lights. All right. Okay. Gotta have the lights on, otherwise you can't see me. Okay. All right. Let's see. Joni Mitchell said this in 1994. Are you people fans of Joni Mitchell? Joni Mitchell? Well, this is what she said in 1994. I have a little cottage up in British Columbia. I've had it since 1970. The last couple of years, I had a weekly social event that kind of happened by accident. It was a potluck where people would drop in. And yeah, it was usually outside with candles and two strings of Camel lights. I smoked 150 packages of Camels and sent away for two strings of Camel lights. You wouldn't believe how cheap the plastic on them is. The paint peeled off, and I'm really pissed off because that was a lot of smoking. And why couldn't they have sprung for a real plastic? Okay, Gwen Stefani of No Doubt said this in 1996. I like that Disneyland is right there in my hometown, Anaheim, California. I don't get to go as often as I would like to. It is the happiest place on earth. But it's corrupt, and there are a lot of bad things about it, too. Disneyland is corrupt, Gwen? You think Disneyland is corrupt? Anyways, we got to play the Disneyland graduation party for the new employees once. The only reason we did it was just to say that we did. To be able to say that we played in front of a It's a Small World is pretty insane. Okay, so Bob Seger said this in 1996. Um, my cabin is my favorite spot in the whole world. I've had it for 19 years. Since we made it big with night moves. So he's got a cabin. So he's had it since he made it. The album Night Moves, a great album. The first thing I did was buy this cabin in northern Michigan, about 25 miles southwest of Mackinac Bridge on Lake Michigan. The nearest traffic light is 20 miles away. It's great, although we do have the oldest nuclear plant in the United States about 20 miles downwind. If that ever blows, I'm the first one to go if I'm up there. The cabin is 400 or 500 feet down a bluff down to the beach. You never hear a car and you feel really isolated. It's very peaceful and very hilly. It's only a summer place because we can't get down the road in the winter. Bought it for $70,000 and now it's worth about $400,000 because I've got a lake frontage. That's a small two-story fireplace type deal. Billy Joel said this in 1999. Okay. I love where I live. That's where I put a house there. Why would I go anywhere? This is the greatest place I could be. The East End of Long Island, in general, reminds me of the old Long Island. All the farms and the fishing villages and the open spaces, which they still have some of on the East End. It's more like the Long Island of my childhood. Polly Jean Harvey said this in 1995. Where we lived was very remote and cut off from other people. I lived in one of those very, very tiny villages named Dorset. And we don't have a shop or anything like that. We just have one bar. That's it. And everybody that goes to that bar has been going there for the last 17 years. So I lived quite a lifestyle and didn't have that many other children in the village when I was young. Dan Murphy of Soul Asylum said this in 1998. Um, we were touring West Canada once and we passed two hitching elk at the side of the road. We thought it was some mating thing until we saw this car that just had hit them. I went up and knocked on the window. It was these two women in the car to make sure they were okay. They were more scared of me than the elk that they had just hit. They seemed okay, but they were terrified that it was going to loot their car. Western Canadian vacationers. I saw Soul Asylum a few times. I saw them in Chicago at the, I think it was the Goose Island Fest. I think it was 1998 or something like that. I recently saw them at the Rivers Casino in Des Plaines. Saw them a few times. Yeah, they're as good as ever. Um, and let's see. They're a local Midwest band. They're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Has anybody in my listening audience ever seen Soul Asylum live? Pretty good live band. It was kind of one of those bands that actually just had like maybe two radio hits, and they really could have like maybe they could have went farther with a little bit more promotion. But now they're kind of doing like the. But I kind of like I like the period in their career right now where you can actually see them at like a decent place, but you don't have to spend like an arm and a leg to see them, but it's still really good. Let's see. James Hetfield of Metallica said this in 1991. I'll try to say it like in a James Hetfield voice. America is a fucking good place. I definitely think that, and that feeling came about from touring a lot. You find out what you like about certain places, and you. Can we wear you are glasses? What do you mean by that? Can we wear you our glasses? You like my? Are you saying that you like my glasses? Okay. Can we wear your glasses, please? Can we wear your glasses? Um, Nina Pearson of the Cardigans said this in 1997. We've been traveling through some of those miserable parts of America. I'd love to be able to go there. I would never spend more time than I have to, though. Such incredible places. What did they have in a place called Richfield, Utah? Can you put your glasses on the camera? I had never seen such an incredibly deserted place. Deserted by any style you can find in the world, there's a lot of life conditions and opinions that scare me. It's the way it becomes when a country is as big as America. As a tourist, you can enjoy it. So that in 1997. Stephen Page of the Bare Naked Ladies said this in 1998. I wouldn't pack up and move to Boise, Idaho, but we had a good time there. We tubed down the Boise River and got ridiculously sunburned. He's a pretty amusing guy, that's Stephen Page. There's a little bit of funkiness in the mountains and the dust. Okay. Neil. No, that one's kind of long. I don't know if I feel like reading that. Let's see. Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers said this in 1994. I remember when my biggest dream of fame was being able to play Perkins Place, this place in LA that held 2,000 people. I thought one day, if I could just be in a band that could play there, that would be the ultimate. Never dreamed the Red Hot Chili Peppers would become a pop band. So a lot of records have made all this money, you know. It's crazy. Okay. I want to find a real interesting one. How How about Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick? He said this in 1996. Oh, hi, History Stuff. Thanks for joining me. This is I started out being in a comedy show. Okay, this show actually for this evening started out with me doing my Grey's Anatomy lecture and talking about how I wanted to take over Grey's Anatomy, do my own version of Grey's Anatomy, like a block away from where the Grey's Anatomy studio is in Hollywood. And I don't know if I would have to get the zoning permits or not, but if I was able to do that and try to compete with the show, and if we got arrested for like setting up like a show we didn't have the zoning permits, so be it. But I was just thinking that if I had a Grey's Anatomy show, maybe I could steal the audience of maybe I could steal their audience and their fans, and maybe get some of the actors like Patrick Dempsey to sign up with me. So I started doing that, and then I thanks, History Stuff. And so I thought if I was able to get away with that, then I could steal their audience and I get some of the people like Patrick Dempsey to be on the show. But then I was reading Grey's Anatomy, and like part of my pitch would be that my show would be better because I was actually self-taught in the field of medicine. I would actually educate myself to the extent that I had the same fundamental knowledge that a doctor has, but also that if I was given the medical exam to become a doctor, that I'd be able to pass it. But also that so I'd be kind of like a quasi doctor, without actually ever having gone to medical school and or getting like any kind of medical license or anything. But like I would have all the acumen that a doctor would have and the fundamental knowledge. But so that would be the advantage, that the audience would have in watching my show. So yeah, I guess it would raise the bar for Grey's Anatomy itself. But so yeah, it would steal their fans, and just kind of like not only steal the fans, but steal some of the actors and actresses. Maybe they would kind of come work with, if they wanted to come work for me instead. But then, so I was reading Grey's Anatomy, and it sounded like some of the audience, they wanted to talk rock and roll instead. They wanted to talk about music instead. So now we're talking about music, and I'm talking about this book, this Raves, Rolling Stone Raves. Talk about and this is some of the what your rock and roll favorites favor. Some of the favorite, not only not only some of the other influences of some of these famous rock and rollers, but what the types of foods they like, the type of places where they live, and like the types of places they like to tour in, and all different things. So. Rick Nielsen, the Cheap Trick, said this in 1996. Oh, go eat at Mama's Zoo in Richmond, Virginia. It's in a lousy neighborhood. There's a cross-dressing person that sits out in front who weighs 300 plus, and the food's unbelievable. All kinds of people eat there. Those with spikes through their eyelids to doctors. People just line up. Sounds like a cool place to eat. It'd probably cost you $2 million to make a place like this look bad if you started from scratch. So that was a pretty cool quote from Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick. Okay. Lucinda Williams, great country rock artist. Lucinda Williams. She said this in 1998. Everything on the menu is good at Gyro's in Austin, Texas, including tamales made fresh every day. Tortillas made by hand, the best salsas and polo achiote tacos, excellent flan, and Ruta Maya coffee. She said that in 1998. Okay. Wait a minute, Goofy Goober is fighting with History Stuff. Why do you people not like each other? You seem like both cool people. Why don't you just get along? You got to learn how to get along. You got to learn how to accept your differences and kind of sort through your differences and celebrate your similarities. And if that doesn't work, I guess you just can't get along. But you should at least give it a try. Okay. Of course, what do I know, right? Okay. Let's see. Because Goofy Goober said, I hate you, History Stuff. And then History Stuff says, I don't even know you. Why do you hate me? Yeah, it was just, so, you know what? people are too petty these days. People are too gossipy and petty, but what are you going to do? Okay. Coolio said this in 1995. Coolio, man, said this in 1995. I'm going to try to sound like I'm going to try to sound like Coolio. Okay. Pika Pika is a little burrito spot in Los Angeles. Does this sound like Coolio? Probably not, but I'm trying to sound like Coolio. Anyways, on Sunset Boulevard in La Brea. The burritos are so good. And that doesn't sound like Coolio. It sounds like a Southern gentleman. Anyways, I can't even drive past that motherfucker without getting one. And they deliver. They deliver. Okay. Henry Rollins. I kind of like doing the Southern accents. I'm trying to do a send up to the Southern accent. Henry Rollins said this in 1994. Versailles, Los Angeles is the best Cuban food I've had outside of Miami. Versailles is rocking. It's a lot less boring if I do a funny accent. Okay. It's a lot more fun to do if I do a funny accent. Okay. And at Gaucho Grill, you could get a really rocking piece of beef, which is not very politically correct, but I like it anyway. It's a lot more fun to talk in my goofy voice than it is to talk in my serious voice that I usually use when I speak to people. Gary Newman, who's an English guy, actually, a great English avant-garde artist, said this in 1997. So I try to say this with an English accent, okay? At Etsy Easy Donna on King's Road, everyone speaks with an American accent for a bit until they forget. Then it becomes an Australian accent. It's a proper American diner, and you get the best burgers in London. But they're very expensive. It's a bit of a tourist attraction. Okay, so History Stuff said this. The voice is almost spot on to my teacher's Southern accent / voice. That's very flattering, History. Thanks for the compliment, History Stuff. So yeah, I've been studying accents just on my own, trying to learn English accents, Southern accents, a German accent, a French accent, an Italian accent, a Swedish accent, a Lithuanian accent. What other accents could I do? A French accent? Oh, accent. Thanks, History Stuff. So anyways, and then there's also, what else is there? Like a Portuguese accent, a Spanish accent, a Dutch accent, a Puerto Rican accent. Trying to think of what other accents I could try. Polish accent. Cuban accent. Canadian accent. How about, oh, wait a minute. Glenn Phillips of Toad the Wet Sprocket said this in 1994. And I think I was like, what accent should I use? I'll use the Southern accent. I love doing the Southern accent. The way to do the Southern accent is you kind of like say it with kind of like a slack delivery. You don't put a lot of like effort or energy into the delivery, and you just kind of lazily just kind of like spew out the words. That's how you do a Southern accent, I think. Okay. And kind of a lazy, like laying in a hammock, yeah, sipping Long Island iced tea, yeah, like spiked lemonade on a summer day, and just kind of like lollygagging for the day type of accent. Okay. I make homemade pasta. I crank it through one of those nice little Italian deals. Linguine or angel hair. There's something good about taking a long time to make a meal. Okay. Paula Cole said this in 1998. I'll say it with an English accent. I don't know if she's English herself, but I'll say it with an English accent. Because I can imagine Paula Cole talking English accent. Let me see. Okay, so we are very industrious about finding good food. Finding the one natural food store in the entire surprises. For instance, in Birmingham, Alabama, they have a wonderful health food store there, where where I had the best Muslim curry I ever had. I've been a vegetarian since I was 14. With the odd exception like birthday cake and a birthday, I avoid eggs and dairy. And my body thankfully feels cleaner and healthier this way. She said that in 1998. I should probably try another accent. How about a French accent? Actually, I don't know if I could do a French accent. Let me think. Um, Joan Jett. I'll do Joan Jett's falafel recipe. She's from New York, I think, or she's from Philadelphia, but um, um, I think she immigrated to New York and tried to do it with a New York accent. Joan Jett's falafel recipe. Um, a half pound or 1 1/4 cups of dry chickpea, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped garlic, 3/4 cup of finely chopped onion, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of chopped cilantro, parsley, a pinch of cayenne pepper, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Oh, thanks, Luna. Okay, I'm trying to speak in a New York accent like Joan Jett would. Okay. Um, a half teaspoon of baking powder, a half cup of flour, oil for frying, cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, pocket pita bread. Serve 6 to 8. Step 1. Soak chickpeas overnight. Cooking in boiling salted water until tender. 1.5 hours. Drain and mash to a paste in food processors. Step 2. Mix paste with garlic, onion, cumin, salt, cilantro, cayenne pepper, lemon juice, baking powder, flour. Form into balls or swish flat like pancakes. Step 3. Heat 2 inches of oil in a heavy iron skillet and throw one in. If it doesn't hold together, would you? Add more flour to the mix. Fry until brown. Step 4. Serve inside packet pita bread with festively arranged cucumbers, tomatoes, and lettuce. Douse with tahini sauce. See recipe below. Tahini sauce. Um, a half cup of sesame pasta, or paste. Pasta. Paste. 3/4 cup of finely chopped garlic. I'm trying to do the New York accent now, Luna. Okay. Um, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 cup of plain yogurt. Blend ingredients until smooth. Add season if needed. She said that in 1998. Okay, Melissa Ofdumore of Hull said this in 1999. Cafe Santropol in Montreal is the most incredible health food and fancy fruit ice cream cake place. Okay. It's right around the corner from the house I grew up in. She grew up in Montreal. Melissa Ofdumore of Hull. Ofdumore. It's an incredible, totally hippie commune restaurant that I've gone to for soy Sundays since I was 2. It's run by crazy hippies in an old house decorated by a tea room. Um, a wacky place. Gwen Stefani of No Doubt said this. Oh, hi, Courtney Ashley. Thanks for joining me. Gwen Stefani said this of No Doubts, said this in 1996. I'm a terrible drinker. Meaning, I have a terrible time getting alcohol down my throat. I'm trying to learn how to drink beer and to become an alcoholic. So I can fit in the whole rock and roll scene. So Gwen Stefani, she says she's a terrible drinker. She's not good at drinking alcohol, but she wants to be an alcoholic so she can fit into the rock and roll scene. I wonder if she succeeded in that ambition yet. I think my favorite beer is Corona. Um, like it a little bit. Do like Shirley Temples. Some people think they have alcohol, but they don't. Just 7 Up, and that's that red stuff in it. And cherries. I have to admit, I'm a totally goody. I'm totally a goody goody. I don't do drugs as of yet, but who knows? I might someday become a huge heroin addict. Okay. What about Bud Light? Bud Light? I hate. I'm sorry, Luna. I don't like Bud Light. I like beer that actually has. I like real beer. You know, real good hearty beer. For like the best beer is imported stuff, and I like real beer. I don't like light beer, and I don't like Miller Lights or Bud Lights or any of that stuff. I like real beer that you can really taste the hops and everything. What kind of beer do you like, Luna? Imagine that. Imagine the Irish beers are great. Yeah, there's some great Irish beers like Harp and Guinness. Great beers. Um, um, less cool. Oh, your phone's 10%. Okay, you got to charge. I look forward to seeing you back, history stuff. So join me when your phone's charged up a little bit again. So it's been nice talking to you. Do you have something you could plug it into? Anyways, Les Claypool of Primus said this in 1996. This is a pretty cool book, isn't it? This is Rock and Roll Raves, Rolling Stone publication. And then actually, I think I'm gonna have to notify Rolling Stone magazine. I think they're gonna have to. I think I deserve like some kind of a stipend for this. Anyways, I've gotten some of the worst hangovers from single malt whiskeys. Contrary to what a good friend who is a Scotsman with a nice thick accent told me, I'll try to talk in a Scottish accent now. This is lovely, and I wouldn't give you and it wouldn't give you a hangover. So I just drank Absolute and orange juice. Who likes Absolute and orange juice? You like Absolute and orange juice? Don't want no Smirnoff. You also can't beat Guinness in a can. Yeah, Guinness is best in a can. You gotta drink it out of a can. This is the best actually, or on tap. In the can, it's really good. Abbott Ale has a similar depth charger, and it's also really good. The chargers I'm allowed to use are broken, so I need to use my parents' chargers on the counter because they're at the outlets. But I'll be back soon. Bye. Oh, I look forward to seeing you back, Mr. Stuff. Okay. Let's see. So, Les Claypool of Primus said that in 1996. Okay, so Shirley Manson of Garbage said this in 1996. Take a tall glass, add ice, a generous shot of Meyer's dark rum, and a touch of tonic. Pop in lime and raise this concoction to your lips. Sit back and enjoy. Oh, you're back, Stacy Quarles. Good to have you back. Um, Simply sublime. I love to hear what some of my favorite rock artists like to drink. That's really fascinating to me. Okay, so don't count on these recollections more than a few pretty hazy. More than a few are pretty hazy. Lord knows musicians have seen the insides of more bars than a guy who delivers bud. But hey, let's hoist a few for Billy Joe Armstrong. He actually phoned in his raves interview from a bar. So Joe Armstrong from Green Day did his interview for this Rolling Stone publication from a bar. So yeah, he definitely likes a drink. Billy Joe Armstrong. So Dave Pirner, Dan Murphy, Carl Mueller of Soul's Helm. I know those guys are huge drinkers. I think they drink beer every day. Dave Pirner said this. How many Irish bars do you think there are in Manhattan? Okay. Oh, they're talking to each other. Dave Pirner is talking to Carl Mueller in this interview. And to which Carl Mueller replied, I don't know, 4,000? To which David Pirner replied, 4,000? To which Carl Mueller replied, it's got to be somewhere around there. To which Dan Murphy replied, more. I've been to every single one they've got. To which Dave Pirner replied, There's a Molly Malone's in every city in America, just about. Found a great one in Paris, too. To which Dan Murphy replied, locals won't even give you directions. It's so cool. To which Dave Printer replied, it was so funny. I walk in there and hear this band playing, and they were just great. These French guys doing Pogues covers and shit and stuff. And my road manager's already there. I'm like, yes, I found it. We got those guys to come and open for us. I traded my shamrock jacket for a tambourine. Okay. Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray said this in 1997. I throw a hissy Spinal Tap if there's no Bud backstage. There's always a club that goes. You've got to try the local microbrew. You're going to love it. Then I fucking freak out. I'm just a white trash guy drinking Budweiser. Living this fantasy life. I feel like a Make-A-Wish Foundation granted us this rock and roll fantasy. And we're living it. We're fucking terminally drunk. Okay. Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day said this in 1998. I'm having a beer right now. Fuck yeah. I'm at a bar down the street from my house. How fucking cool is that? Billy Joe Armstrong lives in a house that's like down the street from a cool bar that he could drink in every night. That's really fucking cool, Billy. Okay. I'm on my third Budweiser, Americana. Budweiser's a standard, but I like red nectar on tap. It's a Humboldt County microbrew that's sweet and satisfying, but at the same time, not too sweet. You could taste the alcohol, so you feel like you're being good and bad at the same time. Plus, there's no aftertaste, and it don't give you no headaches. I'm trying to do Billy Joe Armstrong's Southern accent, okay? I know he's from California, he doesn't have a Southern accent, but if he were from, like, Nashville or something like that, okay. My favorite bar doesn't have it anymore, so... Like, if he moved to Alabama and somehow he acquired a Southern accent. Okay. So I'm a bit irritated with them right now. A good cheap beer is safer. Made in Olympia. So is Blatz. So I think he's just trying to sound cool because he probably thinks it's cool that he drinks cheap beer like Blatz and Olympia, which are like the shittiest tasting beers. But he probably thinks it's cool for that same reason. That's like cheap beer. I remember my dad used to drink like something called like my dad used to actually drink generic beer. It was a can of beer and actually just said beer, like a generic, like the can was just like a label that just said beer. That's it. You imagine buying like you would see like on The Simpsons or something like that. It just says beer on it. So it's like generic beer, like no brand or anything. Not like brewed from like the finest hops in like upstate Wisconsin or something like that, under carefully temperature controlled conditions. Just says like beer and it doesn't even say where it's brewed or anything. But they used to get like Black Label. He used to get like Schlitz. He used to get like all kinds of shit. Yeah. Anyways, it's my favorite. I've been to the brewery. I started drinking for this band called Blatz. I think it means brand. Okay. And I used to drink it with my fried eggplant. With my fried eggplant. I almost with my friend eggplant. I think when I was reading this, I made the connection fried eggplant because it's his friend's name, but like you would fry an eggplant, you wouldn't fry a friend, would you? When we were 16, okay, his friend Eggplant, he has a friend Eggplant? That's the name of a friend, Eggplant. Okay, anyways. Some bum named him that. Some drunk fool. He said that in 1998. Billy Joe Armstrong. Okay, did you ever have a band called Luna? Great fucking band. It's kind of like a hit band, and you don't know of like too many bands that are kind of like part of the indie scene or part of the punk scene that are like jam bands. One of the rare exceptions is Luna. It's like kind of like a hip underground like punk indie band that also like has like jam sessions and that like a jam. It's almost like if you crossed like a an indie rock band or a punk band with a jam band. Like say if you cross like a band like the Clash or the Ramones with the Allman Brothers or Leonard Skinner, like jam bands. That's what Luna is. It's kind of like a hip punk band, underground band that actually has long guitar solos and rocks. That's kind of what I aspire to do, by the way. But so that's Luna, okay. But Dean Wareham of Luna said this in 1996. Um, I like a good martini, but I have to watch out for them. The last few times I had martinis, I've wound up in trouble. I just become ill from too many of them. At the Temple Bar in New York City, those martinis are like triples. They're gigantic. They're delicious. I only go there when someone else is playing. The drinks are so expensive. I have paid myself, but I figure if I'm going to have a drink there, that includes a glass, and I'm allowed to take it home with me. I have a collection of them now. The shot glasses are also very nice, solid. Said that in 1996. Oh, by the way, I lived in a place in Chicago called Lincoln Park, and there's a lot of fucking bars around there. I lived in this block where it was a street called Lil Avenue in Lincoln Park, and they used to have a bar called the Monkey's Paw. But my dad grew up on this block, and also my grandparents used to live on there. They had the house way back in like the 40s or something like that. But they used to they used to actually sell beer by the pitcher there. But they also like you would actually walk out of the bar with a bucket full of beer at this place where I used to live in Lincoln Park. Is where my grandparents lived and where my dad used to live, and I moved in there. I lived there for almost 10 years. But you would actually walk out of a bar with a bucket full of beer and bring it home. You would try to like balance this bucket of beer, walk out of the bar and walk to your home with a bucket of beer. And anyways, I mean, it's like there's more like bars than houses in that neighborhood. But and there's a lot of great places to see live bands, live music. Lincoln Park, Illinois. So, but it's kind of a pain in the ass place to live in. I don't know if I would recommend living there because it's like, unless you want to like be part of a party every day, it's almost like there's a party going on in your house like every night in Lincoln Park, whether you like it or not. But you could hear the party happening constantly. But anyways, so anyways. Simon Laban of Duran Duran. Do we have any Duran Duran fans in the audience? Any Duran Duran fans? Um, I'm not particularly a huge fan of Duran Duran. I don't want to diss them or anything necessarily on a live stream because I don't like to, diss people on live streams. If I make fun of other people, it's got to be in private. But in a public live stream, I won't diss them. It's not one of my favorite bands, Duran Duran. But Simon Laban of Duran Duran said this in 1997. He's from England, so I'll also try to say it in an English accent. My favorite restaurant in New York is a Japanese restaurant called Elmen. Not the biggest fan either, huh, Alicia? Yeah, Duran Duran is a little bit like, kind of like, it's too fucking overproduced and too vanilla and glossy and kind of, it's definitely the opposite of punk rock, if you ask me. Anyways, okay. Called the Elmen. They do sake in the wooden boxes. They always pour too much, so much of it drips off. Um, it's a tradition. If you get a couple of those, you end up with a whole new couple of it in the saucer. But that's when you're so pissed, you don't want any more anyway. But you do. You think you're not pissed, but you are. 1997. He said that in 1997. And Chris Ballou, the President of the United States of America, said this in 1996. There's actually a band from the mid 90s called the Presidents of the United States of America. Okay. So I take it that you people think that the bald look is a very sexy, masculine look. Okay? Very bald, very masculine and sexy. Okay. Um, I've kind of taken up the drinking beer as a hobby lately, and it's got to be a rainier beer, though it's only available in Seattle. Since we haven't been working as intensely, I can afford to drink a couple of beers every day. It's the best beer in the land. It's a total mass-produced Pilsner. Okay, it's a mass-produced Pilsner. Let's see. I am personally not into any of those, like bitters or lagers or ales or anything. Um, okay. Um, I used to do Guinness all the time, but then I realized it was giving me raging headaches. You could drink 5 cheap beers in rapid succession. You could really party. In 1996, he said that. Jay-Z said this in 1998. Okay. Um, Cristal is so smooth. Okay. Moet is disgusting. I almost can't drink Moet and Shandon and Dom. Sometimes Dom Perignon tastes better than Cristal. It's right there with it. The 1997 Robb Report voted it over Cristal. Cristal was number 2, Dom number 1. Hennessy Richard and Louis XIII were voted the best cognacs. Said that in 1998. Rufus Wainwright said this. I love Akbar in LA. I like bars that attract very different types of people that clash with each other. I like to see people clash with each other. But everyone's definitely there to drink, which makes the best bars. This is definitely a unisexual establishment. What does he mean by that? Those are always the best bars, by the way. And the icing on the cake is the great jukebox. I've got everything from my record to my record, the full circle. No, it's got everything. I find California bars have great jukeboxes. Because so many types of people end up in California in the end. He said that in 1998. Yo, Mike, you should catch streamer Gabe Itch. Yeah, I'll check him out. What kind of stuff does he have? What kind of stuff does he have? What kind of, is it music? Is it talk? Is it music? What kind of stuff does he have on his channel? Okay, so let's see. Oh, really interested to hear what Shirley Manson of Garbage likes to drink. She said this in 1996. Did I say this already? Yeah, I did. Okay. Meyer's rum. Okay. Um, Emmylou Harris, see what she likes to drink. She said this in 1996. Um, Strumpy Jack is a hard cider from the west of England for those who few souls who refuse to develop a taste for beer. Um, it's great stuff. Can't get hard cider in this country. Canada makes it maybe, and maybe Vermont. Um, but the real dry hard stuff but the real dry hard stuff I've ever never been able to get to here. Okay. So I'd love to hear what. Oh, you're back. So what you're saying is that you think you think the bald look is very masculine and sexy. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay. Um, well, at least I look like a man. Okay. Um, let's see. Gibby Haynes of the Surfers said this. Cedar Door in Austin is the best margaritas in town. And they've got dancing trees. Oh, hi, Jack Mehoff. Okay, this guy really thinks he's a jokester, doesn't he? Terry the Troll said that. Okay. Um, King Coffee of the Surfers said this. It's not really the Surfers. There's that first part of that. But what do you want to talk about, Goofy Goober? Okay. What do you want to talk about now? Um, let's see. Okay, Brian Dexter Holland of the Offspring said this. Um, I like to go out to the bars on Main Street in Orange County, California. Especially this place called Taxi. Sounds like a cool place. It's more run down. Down to earth. Club Mesa is kind of. Yeah, I like Metallica. Who said somebody whose YouTube name is I like Nirvana asked me if I like Metallica. Yeah, Metallica's awesome. Okay. Club Mesa is kind of a cool place, but 8.5 Now Call 369 and Electric Circus are pretty good. 1994. Wait a minute, I'd like to hear. Speaking of Metallica, let me see if there's a James Hetfield quote in here, what he likes to drink. I know he's got his own label. He's got his own brand of whiskey, James Hetfield. But I wonder if there's a quote from him. I'll look it up in the index. If there's a quote from him and what he likes to drink, because I'm interested in like what James Metallica likes, other than his own whiskey that he brews, I think. Okay, Metallica once. Okay, let's see. He doesn't talk about. He doesn't talk about. They don't talk about drinking in this book. Although I think they do like to drink. They used to call it Metallica Alcoholica. Name by drinking like fish. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so let's see. Metallica. Let's see. Metallica. Um, hmm. Let's see. The thing that you said, that Amanda thing that you said, Terry the Troll. I know where you got that. You got that from The Simpsons, right? Simpsons. Okay. Um, Metallica. Where the fuck is it? Wait a minute. Oh. James Hetfield of Metallica said this in um, 1991. Having more money, or having money, being part of all this freaks me out. I like being where most people can't find me, doing things by myself, and just being with good friends, in the wilderness, camping, or drinking, or whatever. Oh, so there's a reference to drinking from James Hetfield. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, the unwanted guest. Thanks for joining me. Let's see, what else did James Hetfield say, or Metallica say? Um, 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 Metallica's dense dueling guitars and thinking man's lyrics were the antidote to 80s high hair metal. When vocalist James Hetfield and the rest of the band hit their 40s in the 90s, that's when I was in my 20s and late 20s in the 90s. Well, thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. They celebrated by chopping off their locks and mixing alternative rock into their new sonic stew. You know, to tell you the truth, I was kind of disappointed when Metallica cut their hair. I thought they looked a lot cooler with their long hair. It's like, don't grow up. When you grow up, you grow down. Maybe they should grow it back. It looked a lot fucking cooler, I thought. Now that's heavy metal with the long hair. It looks freakish and outcastish and everything. That's what you got to go with the longer. Does anybody have any requests on like what band you want me to talk about and like quotes from different bands? Top 3 Metallica songs? I would have to say that song Fade to Black. I would actually have to say that maybe the best Metallica song of all time is Fade to Black. Who would vote for Fade to Black as the best Metallica song of all time? Definitely not anything with the Black Album. The Black Album was good, but it's not like on par with their best stuff. I would actually say, I mean, you know, the Black Album is great. I love the song. The Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters, 2 great songs, of course. I would say the Black Album is about a 4-star album out of 5, but their 2 best albums are probably Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All, or what's the other one again? I mean, Fade to Black. Nothing Else Matters. Into the Never is good. That song, The Unforgiven is a great song. Yeah, The Unforgiven. Holier Than Thou is a good song. One is a great fucking song. Instrumental song, Orion was awesome. Wait a minute. The Unforgiven was Nothing Else, and Nothing Else Matters. Instrumental song, Orion was awesome. They have an instrumental? I never heard an instrumental from Metallica. They have an instrumental? It's called Orion. Valid opinion. What about One? What do you think of the song One from Injustice for All by Metallica? Who's a fan of that song? Or the song, One, that's a great song. What about, also great, yeah. Battery is a good song. Master of Puppets. Well, you know, come to think of it, probably the 2 best. Who thinks that the 2 best Metallica albums are Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning? Or Master of Puppets and those are probably the 2 best, right? Or Kill 'Em All. No, probably Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning, 2 best Metallica albums, right? I think they are, yeah. What do you think about the Metallica album Death Magnetic? Did you ever hear that one? Excuse me, but I actually kind of asked what you're doing. We're having like a rock and roll debate here. We're debating different. Orion is for Master of Puppets. Master of Puppets, Orion. That sounds great. I gotta listen to that. Actually, I don't think I don't have Master of Puppets. I don't have that album. Yeah, I gotta hear that's probably the best album, right? Is it? Who thinks? How many of you think that Master of Puppets is their best album, and how many think it's Ride the Lightning, and how many have another opinion altogether? Do you think that maybe you think it's the Black Album or um, Injustice for All or um, what else do they have? Death Magnetic. It seems like when people talk about Metallica, they usually don't talk about these more recent albums like Death Magnetic or um, Master of Puppets is really good. ICL. Wait a minute. What do you think the best song on Master of Puppets is? I don't know whole albums. I was more into Man of War and the European band Halloween. You need to check out Keeper of the Seven Keys from Halloween. Is that a good band? Halloween. So that's a good band. Halloween. It's a cool name for a band. I've seen them. I've seen them in record stores. I've seen their albums. Halloween. I got to check that out. So that's pretty good, huh? Halloween. Yeah, like jump. It's kind of like is it like thrash metal? What is it? What is Halloween? Like thrash metal or something like that? Um, but then all I know is that's a really cool name for a band. Halloween. Awesome. Walls of Jericho and a lot more. Party metal, kind of. So it's like party metal. That sounds really cool. Kind of love Battery. You like Battery from? Okay, yeah. I know the screen keeps freezing. The unwanted guest. So, anyways, yeah. Um, has anybody ever heard of a band called Fastway from Ireland? It's kind of like the same place where Thin Lizzy was from. Band called Fastway. But also there's a movie called Trick or Treat featuring. Now I'm making a recommendation for a movie called Trick or Treat. It's featuring actually the guy from Kiss, Gene Simmons, is in Trick or Treat, but it features music that was written by a band called Fastway. They're from Ireland, but it's kind of like it's heavy metal. It's almost like dangerously close to hair metal, but almost in the same way that like a Twisted Sister is like dangerously close to hair metal, but if you really listen to their deep cuts, they're actually pretty good heavy metal. It's not really, yeah. Oh, you're just an hour from England. That's really cool. Alicia? Oh, cool. Yeah, for an hour from Ireland. That's really cool. So you're from Ireland. Cool. Yeah, I'm half Irish myself. I was born in America, but I'm half Irish. So you're an hour from Ireland. That's really cool. Alicia, I like the name. Okay, but anyways, there's a band in Ireland that from the '80s, like a '80s metal band. It's like you might say it's hair metal. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like hair metal. I tend to prefer like thrash metal and the heavier, more raw types of heavy metal, like Metallica or Uriah Heep um, or like Deep Purple and stuff like that. Oh, you're Scottish, but you're near Ireland. That's really cool. So I kind of prefer like the real thrash metal, like Uriah Heep and Metallica. And I know Uriah Heep isn't thrash metal, but like the heavier types of like proto metal and like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, and kind of like the real heavy metal. But Fastway is kind of like almost similar to thrash metal, almost similar to hair metal, like Motley Crue or something like that. But it's actually rocks a little bit. Oh, you're British. Oh, cool. The unwanted guest is British. Cool. I've never been to England. I always wanted to visit that place. Um, but Fastway is from Ireland. They're kind of like a somewhere between somewhere in like right in between like thrash metal and hair metal. But it's actually just really good, well written songs. But there's actually a movie called Trick or Treat. It's a horror movie featuring Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons. It's about this like kid in an American high school that kind of gets bullied. He's like a heavy metal kid, but he gets revenge because he conjures up the spirits of this like dead heavy metal rocker who's a big fan of, like, died in this like plane, like this bizarre accident. But in order to get like revenge on these guys that are bullying him, this guy was like this guy who's like a heavy metal fan, he gets revenge on them by conjuring up the spirit of this like dead heavy metal rocker, and whose spirit like helps him get revenge on these guys. And but it's came out like in 1986, and it features music from the heavy metal band Fastway, and they're from Ireland. But Thin Lizzy's from Ireland too. But so you're British. So you like the band Iron Maiden from Britain, or do you like Uriah Heep? Have you heard? I think they're British. Uriah Heep. Oh, you do like Uriah Heep, yeah, and Iron Maiden, great bands, definitely. What about? I'm trying to think of other English bands, other English heavy metal. Um, Uriah Heep, yes, I just posted The Wizard on Twitter. The Wizard, great song. Half an hour from Uriah Heep, yeah. The Wizard, that's great. That's an album, isn't it? The Wizard, great album. What about from England? What about Motorhead? Anybody a Motorhead fan? That's a great fucking band, Motorhead. Then of course there's let's see, what else you got from England? English heavy metal. Some of the best heavy metal bands are from England, actually. You've got let's see, there's um, you just posted the Wizard on Twitter. So Joaquin Grossman, did you post like your version of the Wizard on Twitter, or was it um, did you record a version of the Wizard on Twitter, or um, did you post a real a copy of the Wizard from the band you write Heap on Twitter? Anyways, you know what? I have to use the washroom real quick, so I hope you. It's only going to take me about 2 minutes. I'll be right back. So I hope you stay tuned in because I've got 4 listeners on my live stream, and I'm going to go use the washroom. I hope you stay tuned in because I've got some more to talk about with my audience. So I'll be right back in a few minutes. I'm back. So I'm glad you people are still with me right now. So we got somebody named Alicia is still there, and we've got hi Camila Benitez. Is it Camila Benitez? Did I pronounce it correctly? We're talking about music. We're talking music. We were talking about different heavy metal bands. I was what's up, Mayhem? I'm glad you're joining me. Um, I'm not. Camila Benitez wants to hear Alien Abduction. I'm not doing. Okay, if you want to hear that song, I'll do it next Wednesday. Okay. Alien Abduction. That's one of my favorite songs that I ever wrote. Oh, another person likes Alien Abduction. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm going to do another live stream next Wednesday so you can hear it then. Next Wednesday morning. So if you want to hear Alien Abduction, tune in on next Wednesday morning. Okay. So I'm glad you requested that though. So that's one of my favorite songs that I wrote too. So anyways, so yeah, you could tune in next Wednesday morning and hear that song. Let's see. Let's see. I can't. Camila, the only reason I can't do it, the only reason I can't play the song now, is because my roommate is here and he'll complain about it. So I can't do it now because my roommate is here and he'll just tell me to turn it off because he's up there just trying to like. But anyways, do you know who Eminem is? Yeah, I've heard of Eminem. He's a rapper, isn't he? Do you like Peeling Flesh? They are heavy metal. I never heard of Peeling Flesh. So if you want to hear Alien Abduction live, you'll hear it next Wednesday. If you want to hear it, okay. Wait. All right, thanks, Camille. I'm glad. Yeah, so I'm really happy though to hear that you want to hear it though. Okay, because I'd love to play it for you, and it really makes me feel good that you enjoy hearing it too. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Small group. Yeah, never heard of that. Peeling. You said Peeling Flesh. Peeling Flesh. They're a heavy metal band. Where are they from? Where's Peeling Flesh from? It's a small group. I'm Slim Shady. Yes, the Russ Shady. Okay. Let's see. Um, Another Slim Shady. Are you? All the other Slim Shadys are just imitating. I'm Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady. I want the real Slim Shady. Okay. Please stand up. Hmm. The real Slim Shady. Hmm. Okay, so do you want to talk about do you want to talk about this book again? Anybody want to hear like any wait a minute. Let's see. It's an Eminem song? So what you're saying is you want me to cover that song? Alien Abduction in the Sky. I'll do that next Wednesday. So tune into my live YouTube music stream next Wednesday, and you'll be able to hear Alien Abduction. You'll be able to hear my Alien Abduction song. Other people have requested that song, and I'm happy to play it for you. Uh, Traveling on the Interstellar Flight. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm glad you know the lyrics. Cool, man. That is cool to know. I love your cover of "Therefore I Am" by Billy. Oh, thanks, Audrey. I love that you love it. That's really flattering. I'm really flattered by that. That's great. "Therefore I Am" by Billie Eilish. I love that song, and I'll play. Do you want me to play that next Wednesday at my live stream? I can play that next Wednesday. My okay, wait. I know you saw two of them taken from their homes. Yeah, so you know the lyrics. Oh, cool. I'm really flattered by the fact that you not only know the lyrics, but you requested the song and you want to hear it. That's awesome, Camila. So let's see. Yes. Okay. What does your roommate look like? Um, Tall, blonde, kind of like blondish hair. Let's see. You definitely should. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Yeah, I'll play it definitely. I'll play "Therefore I Am" and "Alien Abduction." Anybody else have any other requests for it? Mike, you've also been abducted before? No, I've never been abducted. No. Um, I have seen. I've seen a spaceship before. With seven viewers, but "Lesbian Dream." Oh, you like my song "Lesbian Dream" too? Do you want me to play that too? I'll play that song too. I'm glad to hear that you like that song. Yeah. So Audrey Bodek likes the song "Lesbian Dream." I love that song too. Actually, I recorded that song in the house that I used to live in Chicago. I didn't record it in here. I recorded it in a different house. That was back several years ago in Chicago. Actually, the house that I recorded in is not there anymore, but that's where I recorded that song. Um, so I'm gonna play. So I could play "Lesbian Dream." I could play "Alien Abduction" and "Therefore I Am." My YouTube live music stream is next Wednesday morning. Okay, and so I'm happy to hear that you people are looking forward to that. It sounds like you're looking forward to that. Let's see. Um, um, do you people have any questions? Or do you have any more requests that you would like? Any other songs you would like to hear? Oh, hi, Jackson Love. The unwanted guest. I just said 23. Okay. Um, so do you see that poster in the background? That's Billie Eilish in that poster back there, and that's Jim Morrison. So you got a poster of Billie Eilish and Jim Morrison. Okay. Billie Eilish is yeah, Billie Eilish. See that poster right back there? That's Billie Eilish. Oh, I love Billie Eilish too. Yeah, see the poster I have her. But yeah, next my next live stream next Wednesday morning. Um, I'm gonna rock out my Alien Abduction song, and also Billie Eilish's "Therefore I Am." Are there any other requests out there for me? Oh yeah, stop! What the hell are you talking about? Get my pretty name out of your mouth. I'm not your friend or anything, damn. You think that you're the man. I think, therefore I am. Yeah, it's a great song, isn't it? Okay, I'm not your friend or anything, damn. You think that you're the man. I think, therefore I am. Yeah, it's a great song, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Audrey Baudelaire. Baudelaire. Is it, am I pronouncing it? That's very flattering. I'm very flattered by that comment. I mean, that's great to hear. I mean, Audrey Baudelaire. That's a really cool name, by the way. Audrey Baudelaire. I like that name. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Baudelaire? Is it Baudelaire or Baudelaire or sounds French? Yeah, it's a pretty cool name. Oh, I'm very flattered by that. Thanks. So we got somebody named Baudelaire. Baudelaire. Yeah, I like that name. So, oh, that's your brother? Tyler and Audrey Baudelaire, brothers, brother and sister. Oh, cool. That's really cool. So we got the Audrey and Tyler Baudelaire. That's really cool. We don't know each other. Wait. Oh, thanks. That's really nice. We don't know each other. No. What? Audrey is a guy's name. That sounds like a man's name. That's oh, your brothers. Audrey, but because the name is Audrey Baudelaire. I thought there was. Okay, so that's a man. Okay, that's a male name. Audrey Baudelaire. Audrey is horsing around. Okay, she's just okay. She's horsing around. So because I thought it was a woman's name, Audrey. Okay. Joaquin Grossman. Okay. Um, I've got some pretty cool fans in my live stream right now. I'm having a lot of fun talking to you. Okay. Let's see. Um, so we got Audrey Baudelaire, Tyler Baudelaire, Joaquin Grossman. Okay. Some pretty cool members of my live stream right now. Tyler horsing around. Let's see. By Joaquin. Okay. So it's kind of cool to know that some of my subscribers actually seem to know each other. That's kind of interesting. That's really cool. Okay. Um, let's see. Hmm. Maybe I should go back to my book. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I got three. Okay, I got three people. Okay. So Jackson is back and Alicia is back. Is Alicia still there? We got Lisa Jackson. Um, so this may not be the hippest artist of the day, but does any of you people like Bob Seger? But okay, new concerts. A new concert's going to be next Wednesday. How do you feel about Madison Bear? Madison Bear. I never tried Madison Bear. Is it brewed up in Madison, Wisconsin? Hmm. Madison Bear. Oh, Madison Bear. That's the name of the. Can you cover Spinning by Madison Bear? Um, I never heard it before. That is it. What? Madison Bear is no. Madison Bear is a singer. Okay. Is it what kind of music is it? Is it rock? Is it pop? It's rock. Is it how old is this person? It's a good song. Yeah, I'll listen to it. I'll look it up on YouTube. Madison Beer. It's pop, huh? Oh, it's pop. Is it as cool as Billie Eilish? Young. So, um, okay. She's like in her twenties. I seem to have a lot of people in my YouTube audience that are in their twenties. So that okay. She's cool. She's cooler than Billie Eilish. Wow, she must really be cool then. She's cool. Okay, yeah, I gotta check that out. What kind of stuff? So it's kind of like, it's pop? Is it like what kind of pop is it? She's beautiful, huh? She's beautiful. Alicia says, yeah, I gotta check that out. Have you ever seen her in concert? Have you ever seen her in concert, Alicia? Alicia, it's similar to Billie. Super pop, great, cool, amazing, but more ballads. Okay, more ballads. Are there any more ballads? All right, see you later, Jackson. Is there like any like real heavy rock songs in her? Does she have like any rock? But she's doing a tour right now. Huh. Where's she from? She's like Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, I actually like Olivia Rodrigo. She's actually, I think Olivia Rodrigo is from, I think she's from either LA or New York. Wait a minute. But yeah, Olivia Rodrigo is kind of like, she's kind of like a newcomer to the whole pop scene, but she's kind of punk and she's actually a pretty cool artist, I think. She's from Madagascar. Oh, she's from Madagascar. Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo. I think. Wait, is she from the West Coast or the East Coast? I think one of those two. But I think she's only like 20 years old. But she's influenced by like the Sex Pistols and the Clash and everything. But she also likes like Katy Perry and Miley and stuff like that. So she's kind of like a cool combination of pop and punk. Um, yeah, Olivia Rodrigo. I bought her. I bought one of her albums. I was just really curious because I saw her. Actually, I think I saw her on Jimmy Kimmel. Um, Listen, can you sing "Thank You" next by Ariana Grande? Yeah, I'll try it. Ariana Grande. She's got a song called "Thank You." Madison Beer's from New York. Okay, so I got to remember these things. Ariana Grande's got a song called "Thank You" and Madison Beer. Note to self: Ariana Grande. She's got a song called "Thank You," and Madison Beer. She's got what was the name of the Madison Beer song you wanted me to sing again? Ariana Grande and Madison Beer. Shout out my name for hi Kitty 3000. Thanks for subbing. I'm really happy to have you as a sub. Have you listened to Ariana's new album? I haven't heard it. Spinnin'? Oh, Spinnin' by okay. So you want Spinnin' by Madison Beer, or is it Spinnin' by Ariana Grande? That was Madison Beer, right? Audrey Baudelaire. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. So Spinnin' from Madison Beer. Okay. So Tyler Baudelaire and Audrey Baudelaire want to hear "Spinnin'" by Madison Beer. I'll play that next. I'll learn that and uh, thank you next by Ariana Grande. So "Spinnin'" by okay, I can actually have to memorize this stuff. "Spinnin'" by Madison Beer and "Thank You" by Ariana Grande. "Spinnin'" by Madison Beer and "Thank You" by Ariana Grande. Okay, I remember that. So let's see. Um, I'll write it down. Yeah. Give me a second. I'll write it down. Okay. It goes. I'm so grateful for. I think. Okay. Oh, hi, cool gamer. Oh, and nice to see you again. Yeah, I think nice to see you. Okay, so do you listen to Pop Smoke or Young Thug? Where are you from? I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Lady of the Dragons. Oh, cool. That's really cool, Lady of the Dragons. Okay. So it's spinning by it's spinning by Ariana Grande and no spinning by spinning by Madison Bear and thank you by Ariana Grande. Okay. Spinning by Madison Beer and thank you by Ariana Grande. Let me get my notebook out and I'll write that down. Wait. I'm going to write it down in my notebook. Spinning by Ariana. Okay, wait a minute. Songs to do. You said spinning by, okay. You've got Madison Beer with spinning. Ariana Grande. Wait. Ariana Grande with thank you. Okay. Okay, it's in the notebook. Okay. Okay, let's see. Alicia, what are you doing? That's weird. Sorry, Tyler. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, so wait a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna be performing a week. I'm gonna be performing next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. It's gonna be next Wednesday. It's a week from tomorrow. So mark it on your calendar. It's a week from tomorrow and a week from tomorrow morning. Okay. I'm glad you're going to be tuning into this. I'm going to be. I'm happy to play for you. Live music a week from tomorrow morning. Probably somewhere around like 10 o'clock in the morning. Somewhere around then. A week from tomorrow. I'll do Ariana Grande, and I'll do the Ariana Grande song "Thank You" and "Medicine Beer" with "Spinning." I'll do both of those songs, but that's a week from tomorrow morning. Do you listen to Tyler the Creator? Who's Tyler the Creator? Is that a rap artist? Tyler the Creator? Is that rap or what kind of music is that? It sounds like rap to me, but what is it? Oh, it is rap. You should sing Seven Rings. Seven Rings by Tyler the Creator. Okay, I'll remember that. Seven Rings by Tyler the Creator. But is it like does it have like a vocal melody to it, or is it just more just kind of like rap? Hi, it's History Brother, and do you want to talk about metal bands? Oh yeah, do you want to Stuntman? So oh, he doesn't sing, so he just kind of raps. Okay, Stuntman. Okay, Stuntman. Yes. Okay. Um, hmm. Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. So you want to hear Seven Rings by Ariana Grande? So wait a minute, you got Seven Rings by Ariana Grande, and you got Thank You by her as well. Okay, I'll play both those songs. That'd be next Monday. Oh, hi, Isba Basila. Okay. Your name is Iha Basila? Okay. Hi. Okay. Thanks for joining me on my live stream. Oh, okay, yeah, I'd be happy to play that for you, cool gamer. Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. Okay. Do you listen to the Sex Pistols? Yes, I listen to the Sex Pistols. What time is it where you're at? I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and it's about six. It's like 6:20 in the evening where I'm at. You're in. Did you say you're in Scotland? Yeah, yeah. Well, here in America, in England, and Chicago, near Chicago, Illinois, in a town outside of Chicago, Illinois, it's like 6:27, something like that. Do you like Billie Eilish? I'm a huge fan of Billie Eilish. Yeah, I do. Therefore, I am. What are your favorite songs by Billie Eilish? I like "Therefore I Am." I like it's 12 a.m. It's 12 a.m. in Scotland. Wow. Okay, yeah, it's like it's seven. It's like 6:20 in the evening here in Chicago. Uh, where are you from? I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Oh, you can tell I'm from Chicago? Why? You can tell from the accent or something like that? Yeah, Chicago, Illinois. Do you know of a band called Change of Pace? No, I never heard of Change of Pace. What are your favorite songs by the Sex Pistols? I like um, God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols. I like, wait a minute, what are your favorite songs by the Sex Pistols? Is Time is a finicky thing on Mars. No gooning allowed. So I'm trying to think, what other Sex Pistols songs I like? I like, um, No Feelings by the Sex Pistols is really good. Oh, Bellyache. I love the song Bellyache from Billie Eilish. As a matter of fact, and I hope you people are listening to like all my like videos too, but I've got my version of Bellyache is on YouTube. I recorded a version of Bellyache on YouTube. If you look up Mike Meyer Bellyache, you'll be able to find it. I'll see you later, Aubrey. It was nice talking to you, Aubrey Baudelaire. I'll see you. I hope you join me next Wednesday morning for my live stream. Yeah. Am I single? Yes. Okay. God Save the Queen. Yes, that's a great song. God Save the Queen. God Save the Queen. A fascist regime that made you a moron. God Save the Queen. She ain't no human being. Yeah, that's a great song. Yeah. Yes, I'm single. Oh, Ocean Eyes. Yes. I gotta. Actually, I never learned that song, Ocean Eyes. That's a really cool song. But that's one of the first Billie Eilish songs, isn't it? God Save the Queen, that's a great fucking song. Really cool fucking song. Actually, I think the Sex Pistols actually played that song on a boat as it like drifted past like London, England. They actually played that song as a band on that boat, and it drifted past London, England, like on the like it was it a Thames River or the Thames, I think you pronounce it. Have you ever heard of Chase Atlantic, my favorite band? Chase Atlantic? No. But Alicia, did you ever hear of a band called Garbage? I think they're from Scotland. Do you listen to Vended? No, no. Never heard of Vended. But did you ever hear of a band called Garbage? They're from Scotland. Mike, do you do the song Enter Sandman, Metallica? Yes. But I actually, I never really learned the song, how to play the song, but like, I like to play along with it on the stereo. I like to jam with it, actually. Enter Sandman. Sydney Sousa. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, with Shirley Manson. Yeah, great fucking band, isn't it? Corey Taylor's. Okay. Is that the name of a band, Corey Taylor's Kid? See? Okay. What's your favorite album by Garbage, Alicia? Never heard of that stuff. No, I never heard of that. Corey Taylor's Kid. Never heard of that. You should learn Revenge by Tenation on guitar. X Tenation. Yeah, I will. He sounds like Dad Corey. He sounds like his dad Corey. Corey Taylor. Oh, okay. Beautiful Garbage is good. Yeah, Garbage is a really good band. Yeah, Garbage. You have the album 2.0. There's 2.0, and then there's what's the other album that they have? Oh, wait a minute. You know, there's another band that I really like from. Wait a minute. See, I'm gonna go. I'll see you later, cool gamers. I'm glad you joined me on this. You like Taylor Swift? Oh yeah, she's fucking awesome. Anyways, beautiful garbage. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. So Alicia, you're from Scotland. I was just wondering if you ever heard of a band out of Scotland called Delamitri. I'll see you later, cool gamer. It was nice talking to you. So, who's with him now? Is Alicia still there? Is House of History still there? Is Nia Souza still there? What kind of music do you like now? What do you listen to Nirvana? Yes, I do like Nirvana. Oh, they're from Glasgow. Yeah, are you talking about Delamitri? Yeah, they're from Glasgow, huh? Great band. They have an album called Waking Hours. Is really good. Great album. Then there's wait a minute. Um, what are your favorite songs? My favorite songs. It's hard to say what my favorite songs. I would have to start with my favorite bands, but then after that, there's I'm a huge fan of the Pixies. I like Nirvana. I like the Violent Femmes. I like The Cure. I like REM, Urge Overkill, Guadalcanal Diary. There's all kinds of stuff. The Smithereens, um, the Smashing Pumpkins, the Replacements, Husker Du, X, The Farm, Tom Waits, um, Alice Cooper. Oh, see you later. See you later, Alicia. It was so nice talking to you. And I hope you. Oh, Slayer. Yeah, it was nice talking to you, Alicia. And I hope you join me for my live stream. And I'm going to be. It was fabulous talking to you too. It was fab. Okay, so it's next Wednesday morning. Remember that. They're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing before then too. I'll be doing more live streams tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, or Thursday night. I'll be doing live streams with with my acting and dialogue and stuff like that too. But okay. Oh, will do. Thanks. It was nice talking to you, Alicia. Alicia from Scotland. It was really nice talking to you. Okay, great. CFX. Okay. Oh, hi, CFX. Nice talking to you. So, where are you from, CFX? What time you going live? It's gonna be a week from tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. Should I set a time? Let me just say that. How about 10 o'clock a.m.? I'll plan on going live, but it's like 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock Chicago time, which is wherever you're from. Chicago time is so it's like Central time in America. 10 o'clock. When it's 10 o'clock, yeah, you might have to look it up, but it's like when it's 10 o'clock a.m. in Chicago. That's when I'm going live. A week from tomorrow. Yes, it works out. You're in America. Okay, cool. What state are you in, House of History? What state are you from? Here in Chicago, Illinois. So it'll be like 10 o'clock Central Time. Like, yes, 10 in Chicago, Illinois. Just outside of Chicago. New York. Oh, cool. New York. Yeah. So it's like you're Eastern time. So I guess like in New York, you're an hour ahead of us. Is that what it is? An hour or 2 hours? Yeah. So it'd be like if it's like, so I guess like it'll be 11 o'clock in New York when it's 10 o'clock in Chicago. You're 1 hour ahead of us, right? Yeah. So it'll be 10 o'clock Central Time. Right now it's 7:38. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's like 6:38 here in Chicago, p.m. You're from New York, huh? There's a lot of cool fucking bands from New York. The Ramones. Um, then you've got Television. Are you a fan of the CB? Do you know where the? Did you ever hear of the CBGB in New York? Have you run to the CBGB in New York? New York City, the CBGB. That's a really cool place. And then, what part of New York are you from? Are you from the city or the suburbs? You're not in the city. You're like outside of the city. Like what? So you're in like a suburb outside of New York. Cool. Have you ever been to the? Have you ever been to the CBGB in New York? That's where the Ramones and Blondie and bands like that used to play, and the Talking Heads and Television, and bands like that. You're in the country, so is it like way out in the country, or is it like in upstate New York? Like upstate New York? Is it like? Have you been to New York City? Oh, you've never been to New York City. You've never been to the city itself. Oh, okay. Um, I always wanted to visit New York. Maybe if ever I got like a band, if ever like got a record contract or was ever able to do a tour, I would definitely make New York a stop. Um, so yeah, I'd like to get a band together and definitely go on tour and definitely stop in New York if I ever get a chance to. Um, hmm. Oh hi. So who's still there? Who's still with me on the live stream? Um, Oh, you're here. I'm glad you're still here. So yeah. So anyways, New York. Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool city. I mean, um, never been there myself, but I know a lot of great bands hail from New York. The Talking Heads, the Ramones, Blondie. So you never went to the CBGBs, huh? Um, I think so for right now. Um, oh, you're back. Oh, I'm glad to see that you're back. Um, what books do you like? I like. Actually, I kind of like I like a lot of nonfiction books. I like to read. I actually like to read about science. I like to read about history, science, and stuff like that. And then I like to read about. I like biographies too. I like reading rock biographies, stuff like that. Um, what kind of books do you like? History and fiction. Yeah, I like history. Yeah, I like some history books. I like fiction and nonfiction. Do you like what kind of like what's your favorite fictional writer? Who's your favorite fictional writer? He told me to comment and he said he'd be right back. Okay. Um. Okay, great. That's good. Okay. Um. Let's see. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I really. Lady of the Dragon says, "Where do you work?" Um. I work at my home. Where did you get the? Where did you come up with the name Lady of the Dragons? I was just wondering where you got that name. Do you play mobile games? Do I play mobile games? No, I never played mobile games. What are mobile games? Games? Did you ever play Dungeons and Dragons? Did you ever play that game? Like games on your phone, like Call of Duty. No, I never really got into that. Call of Duty. No, I never really got into that. But is it fun? I never tried that. But you never seem to fit anything like that into my day for some reason. But I need to go see what time it is. Okay. Yeah. So I never played a video. You play video games and it's super fun. Hmm. Yeah, maybe I'll try something. I never really got into video games personally, but it does seem like a lot of fun. You know what? I grew up in the '80s, so like in the back in the 1980s, we used to have something called Pac-Man. Then we used to have something called Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man. After a while, they had something called Miss Pac-Man. But then there was Asteroids. I think there was a game called Asteroids. There was Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Space Invaders. Then there was what else did they have? Um, then there was well, they had this like Atari home game system that was kind of fun. Pac-Man, yeah, Pac-Man is really a lot of fun, isn't it? But you're probably a lot younger than me, right? I mean, um, do you remember something called Atari? Did you ever hear of Atari? It was like a home game system. And you actually, this Atari thing, it was like they actually had this like a module, and then they sold the games separately, and you would plug these like games into a module. And there was like Pac-Man, there was Pong, there was like something called Breakaway. Oh yeah, yeah. And then there was like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. There was like I don't know, like Mario Brothers or something like that. Then there was like Frogger. There was a game called Frogger, or I think yeah. But what else do they have? Oh yeah, that sounds good too. Wow, yeah, cool. That's fucking cool. Um, it was kind of like I'm always so busy with other things, and I usually don't get to video games that often. But it's never too late, I guess, to start another habit like that, old and new version. What kind of gaming system do you have? Do you just play like do you play a lot of stuff like right on your computer, or do you have like a separate gaming system like Nintendo or Atari? PS5, I have a computer for Roblox and a small Pac-Man. Oh, cool. That's really cool. Um, um, I love GTA 5 and PS5. Oh, that sounds really cool. I have to try that sometime. So who's still there? Is it the House of History that's still there? Um, okay, cool. Yeah. sounds like you're gonna. Yeah. So why don't you do that? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Um. Oh, I see. Yeah. Um. Oh, that's really cool. Actually. Yeah, that's great. Um. So. What would you like to talk about now? IDC. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to him then. Okay, great. Um. Excellent. That's really wonderful. Oh, it's you history stuff. Oh, it's nice to talk to you. I took his phone, but he needs to. Oh, chicken's away. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, who's still there? Who's still there in the live stream? That's a poster of Billie Eilish back there and then Jim Morrison. Oh yeah, okay.